me. We're gonna let the beast out. Caged up, held down for far too long. You ready? Be ready. Breathe in, smell the victory. Breathe out, let go of all the doubt you feel. Believe, reject defeat. Don't ever be afraid to be a legend. When it's on the line, seize the moment when the moment's right. Come on, you're in this fight. Don't ever be afraid to be a legend. Stand the test of time. Seize the moment when the moment's right. Come on, believe you're in this fight. Don't ever be afraid to be a legend. Hold up, are you listening? Focus in, we're looking to make history. Let's go, we know.
Hey, it's Tuesday night, and welcome to the PreGame Blitz. Guys, this is where you come to have, I guess, to start the beginning of the week, although that was yesterday, I suppose. But you guys know what I mean. Start the beginning of the week on a good note and talk about high school football, because you know what? Friday night is coming, and we are entering the 5th week of the season. And that means, guys, we are getting close to crunch time. We're going to start seeing region games develop pretty soon. And can y'all believe that we are almost 50% of the way through the regular football season? Man, I can't believe it. So cherish every single game. Hang out with your family and friends on a Friday night or a Saturday night, whatever the case might be. Just enjoy the time that you have with them at a local football game. Support your local community and your school. So, well, I can't remember the name of that song. What was it? Be true to your school, regardless of when you graduated. But anyway, my name's Larry Godwin, and this is the Tuesday night pregame blitz. We got a couple of super fans in the backstage area. I always tell you guys that when the pregame music, the countdown timer starts to go and the music is starting to rock, we start to feel it deep in our soul. And the guys in the background, y'all can't see them, but we can see each other, and we're always jamming out. And so unbeknownst to Cole Moore, I did a little recording of us jamming that pregame music, and I texted that recording to all the fellas, so they ought to get a big laugh out of that. Maybe we'll show it on the show one night. So anyway, you guys are watching the pregame Blitz, presented by our title sponsor, PepsiCo Bottling Company. Let me get that on the screen, because they deserve as much as who is in the green room. Hey, Ben, who's in the green room tonight is Cole Moore and Justin Haley, because we got a lot to talk about, guys. I mean, there were some huge games this past Friday night. There are some really, really big games, and there has been a shakeup in some of the football polls that's coming up, and with a couple of surprises, and one poll in particular, the 6A poll posted or put out by the AJC this week, completely floored me. I was shocked at who is listed as number one. And I'll give you a hint. There's a big smile on the face of one of the dudes in our backstage green room area. He's nodding prolifically I don't even know if that's a word, prolifically, but we'll just say it is tonight. So anyway, we want to thank our title sponsor, Pepsi Bottling Company, based right here in Valdosta, Georgia. You guys know the drill by now. Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Rockstar, and Mountain Dew Energy. Mountain Dew Spark is my drink of choice, because it will spark your day. That's for sure. We also want to thank a couple of other sponsors. A Shade of Perfection. Tim Neesmith does a great job with customizing and making your windows look pretty. They do. They just really do. Shade of Perfection. That's what he specializes in. Give him a call at 229-251-3479. One more, and we'll get on with the show. That's the Migraine and Spine Clinic of Valdosta, 229-333-9838. Come on, Larry. Come on, LG. Just read the screen. 229-333-9839. I did it again. You know what the problem is, guys? I was so shocked at the agreement that I made with some fellow Berrien High Rebels that we hung out Friday night at a local game. And I made a deal with him. If Berrien can pull the game off tonight, then I would sing their praises on tonight's show. And I'm so discombobulated trying to keep that promise that I just can't think clearly tonight. So anyway, you guys might see some outtakes tonight. So stay with us. Stay with us. That might be the migraine and spine clinic, the migraine moment. The migraine moment, sponsored by the migraine and spine clinic of Josh Batson and Justin Hatskin, the certified headache medicine specialist. We'll come back a little bit later in the show and talk about a few other sponsors. So y'all stick with us. Let me bring in our super fans, Cole Moore and Justin Haley. How you guys doing?
What's going on, fellas?
Good, man.
Listen, guys, first and foremost, I gotta tell you about my experience Friday night. Justin, you went to the Colquitt Lee County game.
Yeah.
Cole, you were down in Childs or Tallahassee, Florida, TCC, just demolishing Childs. But I was at the best game in the state of Georgia and Florida Friday night. And that was the Berrien High Rebels taking on the Lanier County Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'm out.
What about you guys aren't buying it? Listen,
I'm out.
As part of my agreement with those guys, let me give a shout out to two guys that I graduated with.
What's their name?
Rodney Nix and Joe Rowan. So I said, let me describe this experience. You'll get a hoot out of this. Oh my gosh, you guys will find this hilarious. So we're sitting there at the game, and first of all, it's when you're used to, you guys know what I'm talking about. When you're used to a big school environment, whether it's Tift County, Colquitt, Lowndes, when you're used to a big school environment, and then you go to a small community and watch, it's not better, it's not worse, it's just different. It's a different experience, right? And so I think the fans are closer together. You know, sometimes it's closer to the field. The action is a little bit different than what I'm used to, and so it's just different.
Playing in a cow pasture.
Sometimes you feel like you're in a cow pasture. Although, you know, Lanier County's got some pretty good facilities over there for a small program. So anyway, I will tell you, they have a very, very lively PA announcer. That's for sure. He's not dry. He's not boring. He will keep the crowd pretty lively.
Lowndes does too.
Yeah, Steve Sains does a great job at Lowndes. So anyway, don't start with me, Cole.
First down, Vikings.
So anyway, so I'm sitting there having a good time with my buddies, Rodney and Joe. My brother and his family's there. My mom's there. We got some fans, student section in front of us. So the student section moves to another part. I guess they get a little bit closer to the field in front of the band. And so that opens up the area around us. And we're having such a good time. I did not notice that we had some other folks join us nearby. And so when I talk about nearby, I'm like talking about touching, like arm's length, right? And so there was a lady that I'd never met her. I've never seen her. She sat down in front of me to my left, right? So there's a couple that's in front of me, Joe and his wife. And then there's another lady, one of their friends sits next to her. And so we're talking about, oh, by the way, my sister is on the White Oak Investment comment line. She says, your sister was there also. Yeah, my sister was there also because I mentioned my brother and she gets a little jealous.
Boy, you are not getting nothing to eat at the family reunion now.
I know, that's right, because she brings some great deviled eggs. She makes the best deviled eggs. They're great. But anyway, I digress. So we're talking to my buddies about the game, and all of a sudden there's this young lady that sits just arm's length away from me, and my buddy Rodney leans over and says, "Do you know who that is?" I said, "I have no idea." He says, "That's Coach Allagood's wife." I almost fell out of my bleacher because I'd never met her before, right? And some people would claim that I've been giving Tim Allagood a hard time because of his record there at Berrien. And you know, I will remind folks, to be fair, right? in the last 4 years that he's been there, he's got one region win. That's why I gave him a hard time, because I'm an alum. I have license to do that. I just want my alma mater to win. So anyway, I gave him a hard time. If that's what it takes to motivate the program and the team, I'm all for it. So anyway, so Rodney leans over and says, "Hey, that's Coach Allagood's wife." And I guess he looks at me like, now what's he going to say? Because I've been known to say some outrageous things. Well, that's what some people claim anyway. So we're talking, and I make her a deal, and everybody around me a deal. I said, "Miss Allagood, in honor of you sitting right here tonight, what I will do is I'm going to leave the coaches alone, and I'm going to criticize the referees instead."
Oh my God.
So that was the agreement that we came to. It was a one-sided agreement, but I was happy to play along, because I don't listen. I gave her kudos for having the courage as a coach's wife to sit in the stands to begin with, right? Because fans, whether it's me or someone else, and I'm pretty tame when it comes to a fan at a football game. So some fans can get just out of hand. Yeah, you've heard them before. They start shouting at the coach and just saying some crazy stuff. We've all heard it at a game. That's right, Joe Rowan. He's watching tonight. He says it's the ref's fault. So anyway, the game was progressing, and it was a rainy night. The field was sloppy. The ball was wet. So my Berrien Rebels end up taking the game 14-10.
What's that win?
As I promised these guys, these folks sitting around me, I would give them a major shout out tonight. So congratulations to Big Red, the Berrien High Rebels, to Coach Tim Allagood and that entire staff. Way to go, guys. I'm proud of you. Keep it up. Now, I still expect some region wins later on this year, because if you don't come through, I'm going to give you a hard time about it. But for this particular moment in time, congratulations to the Berrien High Rebels. How about that, Cole?
What? Are you done?
I'm done.
What is that? Win number 2?
They're actually, I think, 3-1 now.
Well, that's impressive. Well,
Can I tell you what their strength of schedule is?
Probably the
No,
worst in
don't. Come on, Justin. Why do you want to rain on our parade, man?
Negative 12 is their strength of schedule.
How do you have a negative 12?
Listen, I don't come up with a strength of schedule. Where'd you get that, Max Preps?
Yeah, Max Preps does a good job calculating his strength of schedule. They're usually pretty spot on with his strength of schedule.
Wait, do y'all play Jasper County every Friday night?
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and put up with this nonsense. Don't guys,
put me in the penalty box, because I'm telling the truth.
We're playing the teams on the schedule, right? We came this close, 1 point away over 2 days, because of the lightning delay, this close to knocking off Clinch County in the first game, and then we beat Atco, we beat Lanier County. I can't remember who else.
Well, just wait till them Hornets get a hold of that tail.
Stevie Sheffield says.
I'm with Stevie though on this one.
Stevie Sheffield says this. Berrien could take Lowndes this year. Where do you line up on that, Stevie? Come on, bro. I know.
Would you line up?
I know there's a certain weed that's legal in Colorado, but it's not legal in Georgia yet. Come on, bro. What are you doing?
No, he's got a perfect. I want to hear this one.
Yeah, who would your allegiance be to in that one?
What's that? If Berrien played Lowndes, who would my allegiance be? The same allegiance that Cole Moore would have if Tiff County played TCC.
Probably TCC then, so you would go with Lowndes. Whoever the better team is at the time, probably.
In the county.
Hey, there you go.
Listen, I would actually have to go neutral in that game, because I love both programs.
Nah, you got to go. You got to go with your alumni.
I would though. I would be.
I'm going to wear a Florida Gator shirt.
I would be on the Lowndes sideline doing photography work in that fictitious world. Okay,
that's true.
Anyway, all right. So listen, promise made, promise kept. So there you go, Rodney Nix, Joe Rowan. Congratulations to the Berrien High Rebels. Now, for all you guys that are tuning in tonight, this is not the Berrien High pregame blitz. This is the pregame blitz.
Thank God.
right? So let's talk about some other huge games that happened this week. Justin, you were at one of them, Colquitt County versus Lee County.
Yep.
Did it live up to the hype?
I mean, truthfully, it did. You can't. The last 10 minutes of the game it just unfolded crazy. It was 21-20, then it was 24-20 with Lee County having the ball, and then crazy thing happened. He threw a pick. Then the very next play, Charlie Page takes it like 68 yards to the house. Then after the next kickoff, they tried to punt, a block punt. Something happened. I forget exactly. They score. And then the next play the next one after that, Chris Martin gets sacked on arguably the hardest hit. Credit to Chris Martin too for getting up because man was getting drilled a lot. He got hit arguably the hardest hit I've seen all year. They scoop and score on that. So it was 21-20 to start the fourth, and then 10 minutes ago it was 24-20. It just some crazy stuff happened, and it unfortunately got out of hand the last 10 minutes. But I will say this: as much as I like Dean Fabrizio, there's a problem with that offense. You have JaVale Ferguson, you have a 6'6" tight end, you've got another wide receiver who's 6'2", and you throw the ball 14 times. I get it. You have Usmani Krama in the backfield, but you can't run the ball on first and second down every single drive and then put Chris in 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, and you never throw the ball on first down.
Well, I heard you report that on Chris Beckham's show Friday night after the game, and I was kind of surprised to hear you report that. Is that something they've done all year? Have they shied away from the passing game, or maybe a game plan they came up with for this particular game?
From my understanding, it's been that way this year, unfortunately.
I wonder why.
The new offensive coordinator that has come in over the last 2 years, if you look at the passing stats from previous quarterbacks until now, has gone down almost 1,000 pass attempts each year since he's been there the last 2 years. So I think it's just a game plan, unfortunately. And like I said, Chroma is a great kid and a freak athlete, but I mean, you can't run him 35 times. I mean, I get it. He had 150-something yards, but if you run on first and second down every single drive, they know you're throwing on third, and you throw 90% of the time on third. I mean, you're just putting yourself – I mean, you got to mix it up some.
Yeah.
I mean, you just do.
I agree, man. I agree. Especially because coming into this year, I expected him to throw it a little bit more than they did last year because Chris Martin is a pretty good quarterback. That's what we've all been told, what we all expected. He's got another year under his belt, a lot more experience. So I expected them to light up the air a little bit more.
I did too. And then on the defensive side of the ball in the fourth quarter, they started pressing a lot, trying to shoot gaps that they shouldn't be shooting, trying to make a play in the backfield, trying to do something to get their offense rolling. And that it got out of hand quick because they were just constantly getting out of gaps, just trying to make some crazy play happen that unfortunately never did. It just went the other way.
Right. Guys, as a reminder, you're watching the PreGame Blitz on Tuesday night. If you would like to join in on the conversation and actually call in, our call-in line is 229-469-1205. This is a shy bunch. They would usually they would rather comment on the screen versus call in, but we have every once in a while we have someone to call in. So if you guys would like to join the conversation live, give us a call at 229-469-1205. If you're a Berrien Rebel fan, I would love to hear you call in and brag about your team. This is your night because in a couple of weeks, I feel like it's not going to be your night. So let's go ahead and celebrate Big Red while we can. Someone actually asked this question a while ago. I don't know if it was a Cook County fan or a Berrien fan, but TJ Roberts says, what's Cook's strength of schedule? And I believe
hold on.
You got it?
You may pull it up quicker than me.
I think it's like 24.5 is their strength of schedule, if I did that right.
Yeah, 24.5.
So they're slightly tougher competition. Now, who was that competition? They had Valdosta. They had Brooks County. They had Clinch County. And that's a pretty good schedule. Right? And they, from what I understand, they played Valdosta to a very, very good game. They beat Brooks, shocked the state. They went over to Clinch County, another #1 rank. So back-to-back weeks, the Cook Hornets defeated 2 #1 ranked teams in Brooks and Clinch County. That's pretty impressive to me as a Berrien High alum that wants Cook County to lose every game by 1,000 points. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive for the Hornets over there. By the way, the Hornets have the first-year head coach, former Lowndes defensive coordinator, Byron Slack, and he is doing a great job up there, according to my buddy Mike Broadwater. That's really, really stepping up and helping that team out tremendously.
Question: How did Brian? Brian. I already kind of know the answer, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been, man, that was so long ago. Did he put in for the head coaching job at Lowndes, or did he?
Byron Slack.
Yeah.
Now, the first time when Jamie DuBose was hired, he did.
Not this time.
Not this time, because he had already accepted the Cook job.
Gotcha.
And, you know, he is a man of honor, so he's not going to – he got hired up there. He's not going to rock the boat.
Well, looking back at it, who would you take now, Byron Slack or Jamie DuBose in that situation?
I think at the time I thought we made it, and I still do think that we made a good decision just because Byron Slack didn't have any head coaching experience. And Jamie DuBose's resume was pretty stellar, right? So,
sure.
and the 2 years that he was there, he actually did a really good job. So, you know, some fans kind of knock him for wanting to leave, but the 2 years that he was there, actually record on the field, he did an excellent job. So anyway, that's where I stand on that. I did not know this, but Coach Georgia coach trainer says this: the Berrien starting running back is a former Viking. I did not know that. Is that true?
Lowndes just be going everywhere.
I guess so, man. So the myth that Lowndes gets all these transfers, that's not true. People transferring out to go get some playing time and making a name for himself up at Berrien. So anyway, congratulations to Big Red once again. The other big game happened up in Warner Robins. Valdosta going up to McConnell Talbot Stadium. Now, I got opposing views here. Justin is shaking his head no, and Cole is shaking his head yes. I agree. I thought it was a big game. This was probably the first bigger test that – are you changing your position, Cole?
No.
You don't think this was a good game?
Warner Robins' offense is absolutely awful.
They are.
So you're not
It's
giving
amazing.
Valdosta kudos for playing a pretty good team.
No. I'm telling about it is a good win for Coach Shelton. I mean, do remember this is a Warner Robins, they're back-to-back state champs. This is there's it is a big win. And I think Valdosta and Coach Felton has that program heading in the right direction.
Sure.
That front seven had its way. I was able to look at the film. They had their way with Warner Robins. They could do whatever they wanted to with that offensive line.
That's right.
I think they had 36 carries for -4 yards on the night against that Valdosta defense.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you who Warner Robins is. You remember when in 2019 how good Marietta was and they won the state championship, and then what they do the next year? They went like 3-7 or 4-6. That is them. That's what Warner Robins is. They are that bad and that bad of a drop off. It's just bad. And here's my argument, and this is the argument I made the other day. You took offensive coordinator Jeremy Edwards, who left. Now's at Houston County putting up crazy numbers and turned that offense into a juggernaut all of a sudden for right now. Until you play a great defense, you got to see what they do there. So but then you talk to Warner Robins fans, and a lot of them say that they still got the talent. Well, then that still goes back to my argument then. How much did Jeremy Edwards and that defensive coordinator prop up Westbrook while that was going on? If the talent is truly there, how much did Jeremy Edwards and the defense coordinator actually contribute? And it looks like a lot.
Okay, so there's two, to me, there's two possible answers to your question. Okay. I would disagree with you a little bit in comparing them to Marietta, because Marietta was a one-hit wonder. Warner Robins was a 5-year in a row wonder.
I'm just saying that how bad they've dropped off on the playing field, what they look like. That's just what I'm
and so your point if I heard you right, was, or at least you're asking the question, was it due to his coordinators or was it due to his talent? I would surmise that, or I would offer that it was probably both. I mean, you could be the greatest head coach in the world. If you don't have the talent, or if you graduated the talent that you had over the last 5 years, then, you could be struggling a little bit, especially in the stronger part of the non-region schedule. And they've played some pretty good teams in the non-region schedule. Valdosta is one of them.
No, I get it, but like I said, the thing that I don't like is if a fan says you have that talent, and then my argument is well, Edwards obviously was the brains behind the outfit, and then you say no, he wasn't. How do you still make the argument? You really can't if you're claiming they have the talent still that they had last year. If you as a fan say that, and then, so what's the difference? The only thing that changed was Edwards left, and that's it.
Well, I'm not knowledgeable about the programs in that area to make a intelligent comment on that, but I would say that Ben Beam is a fan up there. And now you got to know up front that he is a Northside Warner Robins fan when he makes this comment. So there's that disclaimer. He says Jeremy Edwards was the special sauce that made that offense run. So Ben apparently is agreeing with you, Justin.
Well, I had the opportunity to talk with Coach Rogers, who is familiar with that area, and he told me that Coach Edwards was a very special offensive mind, and Coach Rogers is a pretty good offensive mind himself. So that told me all I needed to know about that situation. And look, regardless of who they played, I want to say this, that they put up 68 points in the first half. That's the most that's ever been scored in half in the state of Georgia in the history. I mean, dude, I don't care. You score 68 points in a half, you got that offense going.
Well, again, they've played some really pretty good teams so far in their non-region schedule. But when you take a look at their region itself, well, before I get into that, let's go into the hotline. Hey, caller, welcome to the White Oak Investment Hotline. What's on your mind?
There he is, Stevie.
Stevie, is this Stevie Sheffield?
That's the one. Yep.
Oh man, Stevie, you are let me let our audience know you are a huge Colquitt County Packer fan who Justin and I had the pleasure of meeting first game of the year when you guys came over to Concrete Palace. So what's on your mind tonight, dude?
Right. Well, just my goal earlier was to get you in a little bit more trouble with Berrien.
I don't know if that's possible, dude.
You've kind of gotten yourself in one of them up and mouth insert foot scenarios, huh?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But listen, I'm man enough to, when I make a commitment and it happens, then I have to honor the commitment. So that's why I offer the mea culpa tonight and offer the congratulations to my alma mater, Big Red, the Berrien Rebels.
Well, you did good. And, I got to say, after hearing everything you were saying about them in the off season and everything, I was surprised to see them come up on, the Chick-fil-A show's picks, but I started picking them and they've not let me down.
So keep picking them, man. Keep picking them.
Yeah, I will. But hey, I want a way too early score prediction.
Okay.
What do you think our Packers are going to do to your Vikings this year?
Oh Lord.
Pack by 35.
Cole says, okay, hey, let me frame what the super fans are saying. Okay. So I'm going to use like wrestling terms. Lowndes Hater number 1 says Colquitt by 35. Okay. Well, so what does Lowndes Hater number 2 say? What say you, Justin?
Being realistic and having seen both teams in person up close, I'm giving it to Colquitt County by 17-21.
And so Stevie, so you heard the incorrect predictions by Lowndes Hater number 1 and number 2. The correct prediction is Lowndes by 10.
You're not
Lowndes beating Colquitt in Moulton by 10. Mark it down.
Yeah. Hey, that weed you were talking about, I must have been on earlier. Yeah, I think you've gotten into some of that apparently.
Well, I did have some brownies, you know.
Uh-oh.
I honestly think that.
But hey, so here's my take on it.
Okay.
Here's my take on it. So 2 years ago when y'all came over here, the score was we beat y'all 40-10.
Yes.
Y'all are a much better team than you are now, mainly because of Ja'Carry Brown. Now, 2 years ago, we are a much better team now than we were 2 years ago. So if we beat y'all by 30, then I got to go. I'm liking the sound of the 35.
Thank you.
Okay, so your I guess reasoning is Colquitt is better now than they were 2 years ago, and Lowndes is worse now than we were 2 years ago. That's what you just said, right?
Yeah, is that a correct estimate?
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. But
Yeah, it
anyway,
definitely
listen,
is.
it's a free country.
Don't let LG blow smoke.
It's a free country, man.
I knew that the super fans would agree.
I honestly think that game
The non-partial.
42-13.
My Lowndes brethren, Chase Garnto, he says Lowndes wins on a walk-off 48-yard field goal by our freshman kicker.
And he's the biggest homer I've ever seen.
Hey,
and Lowndes has the athletes to compete with Colquitt. He's crazy.
We'll see.
That's
why we have to play the
lofty
game,
ambitions.
man. We'll see.
Those are lofty ambitions. Can your kicker even kick a 48-yarder?
You'll just have to wait and see, man.
Not if he don't get past midfield.
Has he done it?
In a game, he has not.
I know ours just.
In a game, he has not because he's a freshman and he's played in one game, but he's got the leg to do it.
I mean, I saw the Easter Bunny playing golf with Santa Claus yesterday.
Well, hey, our Justin saw it. I know our kicker kicked a 44-yarder at Lee the other night.
And it was they had about another 10
I wasn't
yards.
able to make that game.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to make the game, but I listened to it, or I watched it rather on NFHS, and he all but silenced the announcers for Lee.
Hey, I will say this too.
I'm making a 44-yarder. Have the Lee announcers never seen a 44-yard field goal?
They usually don't have a kicker.
Well, I think, if they ain't got a kicker,
well, I don't know anything about Lee's team. I have to take your word for it. I have no idea.
Hey, the worst part about being at that game, but be glad you watched it on NFHS. Being at the game where I was at, even on the sideline, they have a no umbrella policy because too many people in the stands block other people's view. I couldn't take one in, and I'm just standing in the ring. I mean, so it was better to watch it on TV and all that.
Yeah, see, I was monitoring the weather for the several days leading up to it, but when it came down to Friday night, I figured I better not leave my pregnant wife at home alone. So,
yeah, that better not. But no umbrella policy. Crazy,
Stevie. What else you got for us, man?
Well, that was pretty much it. I just I've got a little more confidence after Friday night, I'll say.
I got you. Okay, so
the
gist of your call tonight was to rub it in, Berrien's win, rub it in my face, and then to try to embarrass Lowndes by making this ridiculous.
Look, regardless if Colquitt would have won or lost, they still would have beat Lowndes by 35.
Y'all,
Larry, we haven't embarrassed Lowndes yet. We're going to do that in a couple months.
Let me ask a quick question. I got Colquitt top 5 in the state. Where it regards to classification. You bring up the fact that Colquitt's better than last year and 2 years ago. You guys definitely are. Cedar Grove is also a lot better than what they were last year and 2 years ago. Who do you think comes out of that one?
Who is that now?
Well, you guys at Cedar Grove.
I got to say, man, that's going to be an intriguing matchup. I think we win. But looking at what they did to College Hill, it's going to be a tough match. No, I mean, last year we beat them 28-19, but they were in it for the whole game.
Yeah.
And I know last year they Lowndes beat them, by one score. So
Cedar Grove don't want.
I know they're tough. Okay.
Put up 40 and held Collins Hill to 6. You guys let up 97 to Collins Hill and put up 6.
Different teams, man.
Oh.
Different teams.
9,000
Larry,
points.
I admire you, man. I admire you. I admire your confidence.
Thanks for your call, Steve.
See, I become confident after big wins.
Yeah.
You're just confident no matter what, man.
I'm just confident no matter what because I will admit it for all to hear and see. I am a Lowndes Vikings homer.
You are a homer.
So anyway, thanks for your call, Stevie.
Yeah, hey, thank you.
See you, baby.
Justin has left the building.
Justin, where in the world? He got an empty seat, man. Let's take him off the screen until he comes back.
Listening to these homers.
Oh my gosh. Kind of got me discombobulated there. So we talked about Berrien, Lanier, Colquitt, Lee County, Valdosta, Warner Robins. Cole, while we wait for here's Justin now. So I'm going to go ahead and put these the new rankings up on the screen, and this is the according to what the Maxwell ratings, I believe. So that appeared in the AJC earlier this week, the new rankings for the week. And let me go ahead and put up 7A and 6A. So we're going to go ahead and jump straight to 6A because that's going to be fresh on your mind, and I know you want to go ahead and talk about it, right? So first of all, let me bring Justin back on the screen. Congratulations to the Thomas County Central Yellow Jackets. Look at that. Look at that, Cole. Cole, I remember you got to be on cloud nine right now because I remember in the off season we were talking about the possibility or asking the question out loud: can Thomas County Central even hang in 6A? Although they haven't started region play yet. You know, the transition from the old regime to the new one, first-year head coach Justin Rogers. I'm assuming a brand new scheme offensively and defensively, and new coaching staff for the most part. You got some players trying to adapt to the new schemes. So I did not expect this. I'll be the first to admit this. To be going into week 5 where you guys started, you got Thomas County Central ranked number 1 in the state in 6A, above Lee County, Hughes, Roswell, Blessed Trinity, Woodward Academy, Rome. So all the stalwarts that we're usually accustomed to in 6A, at the very top, you got the Yellow Jackets. How do you feel tonight?
I mean, yeah, we hadn't started region play, but I think the guys earned it. And I will say this: Thomas County Central can compete with anybody in 6A.
Even Lee County.
Lee County also. Yes.
You think they will beat Lee County?
I didn't say they would beat them. I said they can compete with them. That's two totally different things.
Justin, let me ask an objective observer. Can Thomas County Central beat Lee County? Let me rephrase that question. Can Thomas County Central beat Lee County if Lee County uses the same game plan that they had against Colquitt County?
I don't think so because I don't see what happened in that game was Chroma got hurt and the whole second half he wasn't the same. Yeah. And Colquitt couldn't stop him until he got his ankle rolled. I don't think so. I think it'll be probably a 7 to 10 point game though. The only two teams I don't think they can beat. I don't think they can beat Lee, or I don't think they can beat Langston Hughes. Those are the two by far I think are just kind of above the pack. And to go along with my point that I usually love to bring up, Thomas County Central, out of the top 9 in the state of Georgia on max preps, has by far the worst strength of schedule out of everyone in the top 9.
Is that right?
20.9. Everybody else is in the 30s, except for Langston Hughes. They're at 27.7.
Is that because the strength of schedule is not really given very much props to the smaller class schools? Because they have played some really good schools, right? Cairo, Bainbridge, Thomasville.
The only one that Bainbridge is going to be the only one that helps their strength of schedule.
Bainbridge is still ranked, I think, 3rd in the state in 4A.
Yeah.
And Central wiped the floor with Bainbridge.
Bainbridge is ranked number 2 in the state at 2-2 in 4A.
So
But can we scroll? Just a second though? Who does the 7A for AJC? Have they lost it putting Colquitt above Buford? That's all I want to say, and I'll leave it at that.
That surprised me as well.
All right,
and
go
is
ahead.
this
That
more
surprised me as
Maxwell?
well. But
Because Maxwell remember earlier in the season, he said Thomas County Central will win 2.5 to 3.2 games this year.
he sure did.
So look, I think, and strength of schedule is one thing. These Thomas County Central's, look, you can say what you want. The last couple of years, they've been losing to lower teams anyways. I mean, does
Right.
nobody remember last year when Darty come to Thomas County Central and beat them?
Yep.
I mean, so when you say these things, yes, you're right, Justin, you're right, but they just look different. The offense is in sync. Justin Rogers has these guys believing that they can compete and beat anybody that. So when they get in the region, they're going to take a bye week this week, and they're going to go back to Tallahassee and beat Godby. They're going to be 5-0 for the first time. Check this out, since 2007.
Wow, are you serious?
Play. Yes.
That's pretty impressive. I don't care who you are. A 5-0 start is impressive no matter who you are. But when you come from where TCC was in the last 5 years, that's even more impressive. So kudos to Coach Justin Rogers and his staff over there. We will see come region time because so who do they have? They have Godby in a couple of weeks. Then they start their region schedule. They're going to beat Veterans. They're going to beat Tift County. I think they'll beat Houston County. And
that'll be a good ball game, I think.
Well, if it holds true what you guys are saying about the OC going over to Houston County, that should be a pretty good ball game.
Yeah, it'll be at Tom. I got my head because I got my big calendar right here, looking at the schedule on my refrigerator. So yeah, we'll have Houston at home, so that's always helps.
Their strength of schedule is a 4, by the way. So I don't. They haven't played anybody.
So what you're saying is our strength of schedule is better than Houston County.
That's the way. Yeah, Houston County truthfully has not played anybody yet,
besides Perry.
Yeah, I mean Perry. Yeah, of course. Now Perry's actually a stud this year. So I think I'm taking a week off from South Georgia football because for the third time in a row, somebody makes the game of the week for another show at Bainbridge and Brooks County. So I'm not traveling 2.5 hours. I'm going to stick in Middle Georgia and watch it. I'm probably going to go to Eagles Landing Christian versus Prince Avenue at ELCA.
Man, you ought to drive up to Sharpsburg, Georgia.
Not to watch East Coweta win.
And see the GPB game of the week on statewide television.
I can watch it on
He can
GPB.
just watch it when he's watching another game.
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
I mean, that's like going to see Northside and Warner Robins play. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Well, let's say, hey, listen.
We saw that.
We got to kind of speed these things along here. I'm kind of I feel bad for one of our super fans, George Braddock. He couldn't be on the show tonight, but his Ware County Gators are at the top of the charts this week in 5A. Congratulations to George and the Ware County Gators over there.
Ware County needs just one Friday night of good football weather so we can actually see what these guys actually have.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to make a little circle with my mouse. See who's number 3?
I have no idea. Look at the record.
Warner Robins.
Record.
Still number 3 in 5A.
So is Coffee at number 4.
Yeah, I don't. What is it? What are these? What is Maxwell basing this on?
I don't know. I don't know the methodology.
What are they? Are they using tarot reading cards and just doing some witchcraft? I don't understand what's going on.
Now, if you are a 5A team and you lose, like in Warner Robins' case, if you're a 5A team and you lose a fairly close ball game, 25-0, I think there was a couple late scores or something. 25-0. I mean,
No, it was
That's what us young kids call a skunk, LG, and that means you got blown out. If you lose by more than 3 touchdowns, that game's not close.
All right, let me.
Stop.
You guys are out of your mind, man.
It's because it's Valdosta. Oh, man, Warner Robins was real close with Valdosta. God, they ain't have but -4 rushing yards the whole night. Man, they were really good, man.
I'm going to hold up a second. How come you guys are such haters, man? Such haters.
No, we've been honest. That offense is horrific.
I'm a real is.
I am being 1,000,000% truthful for this. Westfield's offense is better than Warner Robins' offense. The line is bigger. We got a better quarterback. We have a better wide receiver core. They actually are. No joke. We put up 63 points. It was Tift area, but we still put up 63 points. I mean, good Lord.
You don't credit some of these guys with good losses, like Coffee County. You know, they go over and lose to Bainbridge basically in the last drive of the game. So that was a good loss, if you could call a loss a good loss, right?
But see, that's
Bainbridge is the number 2 team in the state in 4A.
I get there's good losses, but it's good losses if your team was in the game and you look at what's going on with it. I get Coffee was in the game. Yeah. But it's like they can't pass the ball. So to me, you just look, if you watch the game film or recap of the game, whatever you want to say. So you watch Warner Robins, those aren't good losses. You just see how terrible their offense is. So I get Coffee maybe has a good loss, but the offense still sputters bad.
Is there Warner Robins fans on the show tonight?
That I don't know. If they are, they're lurking instead of taking part.
The Cole Moore is saying Dutchtown is better than Warner Robins.
They are.
So you think Dutchtown is going to beat Warner Robins?
I think Dutchtown can wipe the floor with Warner Robins.
Okay, you guys might be right. I don't know enough about those two teams to give you an intelligent answer. So
hey, we'll educate you. Don't worry.
Don't worry. You just focus on 7-8 Lowndes and whatever Berrien is. They don't even matter.
Man, oh man, you guys are rough. Other than TCC, Colquitt, and Westfield, do you guys ever say anything good about teams?
Yeah,
I talk about Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is my public school.
Well, Fitzgerald is your adopted team.
Exactly. They've been my adopted team for about 12 years now, so I got to go with it, man.
He's got a ring, for God's sakes.
Exactly.
I got a parking spot, so.
Well, Miles has got 5 rings, and you guys never give us credit for anything.
No, he was saying they gave me a ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
They bought your loyalty. I understand. Yeah. I get it.
He's a champion, LG.
That's right.
Champion.
And he's got the ring to prove it. I get it.
See it.
With the stash.
Yep.
All right, so rounding out the rankings for the week, does this surprise you in AA? To see, it doesn't surprise me to see Fitzgerald up there. Does it surprise you to see Cook County up there?
No,
it doesn't surprise you.
I would say top 5, but not jumping all the way to number 1.
Well, I think Justin, how these rankings work. You know, when a team suddenly has a couple big wins.
Yeah.
I got to remind you guys, Maxwell Ratings is one guy, and this is basically a computer rating.
Yeah,
ranking, right? And so you see the rating. I don't know how he comes up with his formulas, but you see the rating on the far right side. That's basically how he's ranking these things. Whatever formula goes into that rating is what's propelling some of these teams to the top.
I will say this: Cook will win their region. They'll win the region.
So they will beat Fitzgerald. Is that what you're saying? Whoa. Now, I think I just saw a monumental split between Cole Moore and Justin Haley.
Just for a second.
It's that they don't have enough. They're not going to be able to stop Fitzgerald's offensive line. I preach about skilled players in 4A and up, and I talk about offensive lines in 3A and down. This offensive line is just going to push Cook over, and they've got enough running backs back there and a good wide receiver to beat them.
I really believe Cook. I think Coach Slack is doing a phenomenal job. Anybody that says any different. But these kids, I've talked to a couple Cook guys. These kids really bought in the second half of the Brooks County game. I'm not sure if you know, LG, those guys, they were down big at halftime,
Yeah.
And Cook roared back and won the ball game. I think they have a chance to be a really good football team. We'll see.
Gotcha.
I do think those two teams are the cream of the crop in that region. Cook and Fitzgerald. Poor Berrien's probably going to be sitting at home come game 11, but
they may beat Dodge County for the 4th spot and get in the playoffs. They actually might.
Listen,
I would give them that much. I'll give them that.
They are 3 wins away from having their first winning season since 1995.
That's a long time. I was 3 years old, LG.
If you drive by the Berrien campus on Highway 129, where the track is, there is on the end of the track, there is in big white letters up there, the word hope. So for the first time since 1995, there is hope from a Berrien High Rebels to have their first winning season.
Yeah, but how
with that negative
hopes,
4 strength of schedule?
No, 12. That hope
Negative
sign
12?
is extremely faded. I've been past it many times.
Well, maybe this is the year that it brightens back up, man. Maybe
if you haven't won the season, go paint it at least.
Yeah, if you want
one of the teams I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention one of the teams they beat was Bacon County this year, and kudos out to Bacon County because they had their first win. They snapped a 13-game losing streak this past Friday night by beating Atkinson County 28-14, I believe. So congratulations to the Bacon County Red Raiders.
Wow. So y'all beat a team that lost every game last year.
Cole, that is not the point. The point was to congratulate the Bacon County Red Raiders and their new head coach.
To the Bacon County. Congratulations.
Because during the offseason, we talked about that coaching opening over there. Remember, we talked about Alan Rodemaker had applied for it. A number of coaches had applied for it. Rush Probst's name even came up. I don't think that was realistic. That's right. So that was a hot opening that we talked about in detail over the summer. So all I'm saying is to those fans up there in Alma, congratulations, man. Snap a losing streak that spanned 13 games. That was pretty significant in my book. I'm a silver lining kind of guy. You guys are a glass half empty kind of guys.
Oh, we're realistic.
How many? Hey, how many games did Lanier win last year?
I don't know.
I think they had a winning season. They were like 6-4, I think. Or maybe
Lanier
5.
is a pretty good, is a pretty decent.
How many games
won a program, aren't they? Well, no, I take that back. They're still bad. 3-7 last year.
Okay, no, that's
how many have they won this year?
Let's change the subject. Go Big Red! Congratulations to the Berrien Rebels. And Rodney Nix has joined the party on the White Oak Investment comment line. He says, "Hey, we got a chance. All we're doing." Listen, guys. Do y'all remember that scene in that movie Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey?
So you're saying we got a chance?
All I'm saying is we got a chance.
You have a chance until the ball's kicked off.
It doesn't matter if the word hope is faded. The word hope is still there, live and present.
I think personally, as a sign of good gesture from you, that if Berrien County has a winning record and
I ain't sending you a bucket of chicken.
Coach Allie Good and his wife. No, you have to take Coach Allie Good and his wife out to Ray's Mill Pond, pay for the meal.
And then he has to take happy pictures like they're a big family.
Listen, I will make that commitment. I will make that commitment. Rodney Nix, Joe Rowan, all you Berrien peeps out there, you guys hold me accountable. If Berrien has a winning record in the regular season, at the end of the year, that's defined as 6-4. right? At least 6-4 or better. I will invite Tim Allagood and his wife out to raise mill pond on me.
You're saying that because he's probably going to decline.
All I can do is make the offer.
Hey,
right?
I may or may not just show up.
And nowadays, I'm
showing up.
So I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to pick up the tab.
Hey, raise mill pond, but you get a ton of food for the expensive price. So it all works. Plus, you get the free grits and the sweet pickles. Man, you get all that.
I love it, man.
That's coleslaw.
Those are my stomping grounds. I love it. My sister waited tables there, so it's a family affair there.
I'm gonna say something really quick, and I'm walking a thin line so we can divert from it. It's nothing negative, so don't look at me crazy before I say this. Tifton, y'all screw up football already as it is. I booked my tickets to a certain show and you screw that up, and now at least Berrien County picks it up. So I'm giving props to Berrien County. Great job.
Of course, the redneck.
I'm not afraid to say it. That's the Hodge
twins. Yes,
the Hodge twins. Yeah.
Yes.
So they are a conservative comedy group. I've never seen them before, but apparently they're getting canceled in this cancel culture nowadays. They got canceled at the TIFF Theater. Shame on TIFF Theater. So congratulations and kudos to the VFW in Nashville for picking up that show.
They going to the VFW, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
that's where my senior prom was, dude.
Wait,
is it? I've never been to that. I've seen pictures of you guys VFW though. It looks different than what I think of VFW is.
Yeah. So anyway, listen, guys, we did not have time to get into. I think this topic tonight was going to be one where Cole Moore and I actually joined forces, I believe, to smack down Chase and Justin and proclaiming that the SEC is the most dominant college football conference. The SEC East is the strongest subconference or division in college football right now.
Top to bottom, they're not consistent.
Bottom. But
all right,
we're out of time.
No, we always go over 10 minutes. Now you want to catch.
Hey, this portion of the show is sponsored by the fine folks at Commercial Banking Company. Guys, if you have the need for a hometown banker, the folks at CBC Commercial Banking Company are the ones for you. 229-242-7600. So thank you so much to Commercial Banking Company for sponsoring our program. Did you just yawn?
Yeah.
That's not a good look, dude.
we did learn two things in college football. One, Scott Frost sucks. I'm glad Georgia Southern beat us so we can get a new coach. And two, Anthony Richardson is not a real quarterback.
Ooh, shots
Does
fired.
Nebraska have a quarterback? I tell you, last week.
Our quarterback stats are better than is Thompson, Casey or something. I forgot. He's better than
all I know is as a Georgia fan, I don't want any part of Appalachian State.
I mean, you really probably don't.
Are giant slayers.
That running back they have is
Georgia Southern.
Man.
Well, Georgia Southern is a rebounding program, so they're starting to come around.
Georgia Southern's beat some really Power 5 schools before without passing the ball.
In the past. And Chris Pace has a message for Cole Moore. Says, Kentucky rules.
No, it's so nice to see Georgia fans coming out of hiding after 40 years. I'm so glad they have fans. Congratulations, Chris Pace.
Hey, listen, you never know. It could be another 40 years. So you know what? This entire season, we are the defending, reigning national champions, and we're going to milk every stinking second of it. Are you with me, Chris Pace? Heck yeah, Chris Pace is with me.
Team wins.
Go Dogs. How about that?
If your team wins the championship, you do need to soak it in. Kind of like Justin Calhaley with Fitzgerald.
Heck yeah, man. Get your ring and everything.
You sound like it's at Christmas. Heck yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Ben Beam says, why can't I see other comments? Ben, you probably can't see other comments. It just depends on what channel you're watching it, because
It's because you're a Northside fan. That's why.
No, that's not it. That's not it. It depends on what channel. We broadcast different channels just to pick up more viewers, right? And so sometimes some people are watching this on the PreGame Blitz Facebook page. Some people are watching on the YouTube channel. Some people are watching on the Viking Nation, the Freedom Networks page. So it just depends. And as a viewer, you're only going to see the comments that appear from other fans that are watching it on the same channel. We can see it from everyone because we have the backstage software to do that. But I hope I answered your question.
Hey, I want you to put up the comment of Joey Rich. I think it's the last comment, and get a question comment.
This one?
Yeah, Joey Rich says Fitzgerald is overrated.
I don't know who his team is, so I can't respond. But how is Fitzgerald? I don't understand how Fitzgerald's overrated.
I don't know, man.
You're the defending state champion and you're 4-0. I don't understand how you're overrated.
All right, so can we before we end the show tonight, can we three agree that it's probably going to be between Georgia and Alabama this year for the national championship?
No.
Again.
Michigan, I'm telling you right now, Michigan's offense is on a different level with that J.J. McCarthy kid at quarterback. I'm saying it now.
Okay, so are they better than they were last year? The team that Georgia demolished last year in the semifinals?
100%. They got a better offense, better quarterback. Like the skill position on offense, I'm telling you, everything's better this year.
Hey, I'm going to take this question before we go. He says, LG, how are you feeling about this Friday night? I'm assuming that this is a question about the Lowndes game.
I bet he's nervous.
Yep.
Listen, man.
You better be nervous.
As you know, Colmore.
Hey,
being a former player, you always get, no matter if you're favored by 40 or it could be, the other team might be, you still have butterflies before every single game.
I ain't going to lie to you. That's a lie.
That is not a lie.
LG, I'll tell you why. Because in 06, going into 07, Lowndes come into Tifton, or in 06, come in as the defending back-to-back state champs and come into Brody Field, and there was nobody in Tifton's locker room that was feeling butterflies or nothing.
That's not
they
true.
All said,
that's not true.
That's
not true.
That is true. I can bring any of my teammates on this show.
As a warrior, a fellow warrior that has played in the trenches just like you. Now, that might be why you guys don't win very much up there in Tift County. But anyway.
Hey, we won when I was playing.
You always have butterflies. Now, that was my prelude to answer Carson's question. So how am I feeling about Friday night? I'm feeling nervous, like I do before every single game, whether it's American Heritage or Gadsden County or Colquitt County or Valdosta. I always feel butterflies right before that first kickoff. A couple of series in, I'm fine. But now, to answer your question about do I think Lowndes is going to win this game? Yes, I do. I think Lowndes is going to win this game by at least 17 points. Did Cole not like my answer?
I guess, man, it's every time. It's like his internet cuts off right at 8:05 or 8:08.
I think he might have like I'm starting to be convinced that he's got like a metered internet connection.
Probably does. Let me give you guys just stats from East Coweta real quick. They got 2 wide receivers averaging over 70 yards a game, 1 at 80, 1 at 70. They got their quarterback's already thrown 10 touchdown passes. A wide receiver averaging 5. It's already at 5 touchdowns, and the other one both top and bottom 5 and 3. 2 stable good running backs. The offense is going to be too much. That's what I'm saying. That type of offense gives you guys problems every year, no matter.
Yeah, they do have a true widespread, just spread everybody out and get the athletes in space. And so I think your point, it's a fair point. The point that you're making is a fair point because they have a good passing game, and some people question Lowndes' pass defense. I'm not one of them, not this year. I think Lowndes is grown up enough that they are going to be just fine against East Coweta, and we're going to win by at least 17 points. I'm telling you guys, it's going to happen.
Can we make a friendly
We're not
wager on the 17 points?
By
if you give me
points.
If you give me 17 points, I'll bet whatever you want to bet. If you're giving me
We've
17.
already had this discussion. I don't wager. I don't wager on 16-year-old kids.
That's true.
That's just a bad look. So anyway, because you never know what a 16-year-old kid goes through on a Friday that could affect their performance.
The only one that would be smart is just bet Buford every week. You'd probably end up with money at the end of the year.
That'd be a good bet. That might be a good bet. So anyway, guys, I know that you're saddened by the end of this hilarity. You really are. But we do have lives to get back to. I have dinner to eat, that kind of stuff. So you guys have been watching the pregame blitz. Thank you so much for joining us every week. For my Lowndes fans, I will see you guys Thursday night. We'll get into a lot of detail about Lowndes and what to expect, what to look for. Because we had an off week last week. The team is looking really good. They're very refreshed, well rested, going up Thursday night before the game to get a head start on the traffic all in. So I think Lowndes is going to fare very, very well. And we'll talk more about that in detail on Thursday night's Viking Nation Live show. But until then, you guys have an awesome week. Go out and support your teams. And last thing I'll say is go Vikings.
Go Indians.
I'll assume that you meant Irwin County. So anyway, on behalf of Cole Moore, Justin Haley, I'm Larry Godwin. You guys have been watching the pregame blitz. See ya. We're out.